No fans today. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and I'm upset.
I need my fans to cool off or I will explode. Because
I just want to fight Content.
I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and I'm pissed off.
We gave y'all 6
I'm
seasons.
pissed!
Angry.
I'm glad that Jack got the reference I was making. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to rumored alleged billionaire Liz Wilcox.
I mean, she might be rumored trillionaire at this point. We don't know.
I'm pissed. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real in the tea, and we are putting the tea today in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Ugh. Angry. Say something gay. And I'm angry because I think they got my drink wrong. It's fucking Dutch Bros. It's
not
still
what
really
he wanted.
delicious, though.
It's not what I wanted.
No, but it's still pretty good. I think it's just peach and white chocolate, which is a good combination. But I'm still angry because I want to
stay angry. Stay angry.
I'm saying angry. It's still delicious, and I'm gonna drink it because my boyfriend bought it for me, and I appreciate him. But I'm angry because they didn't make it the way I want.
Hi, my name is Jack. I am your game design expert of the panel. And we gave y'all 6 seasons to sort out Journeys. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You chose the worst format to...
Jack
oh my god.
Angry.
But to make it a little better, I do have some nice iced tea. Peach, maybe a little sweet, but like, I kind of need it right now.
That sounds delicious.
But you're drinking it angrily.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And hello, I am Lana, your resident angry evil diva. And I'm going to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. I don't have any tea, but I do have some water. It's cold, but I put it down angrily because I'm angry. But what I'm not that mad at and what I'm not upset about is my cup mug. And we do have a whole panel full of cup mugs. Boom, 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 boom.
Just doesn't feel the same today.
Angry
party. This is an angry party. But
it has hot sauce in it today.
It has stuff in it. You can hear it. But you could get your cup mug. You could angrily buy your cup mug if you want to at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. Or any of our beautiful cup merch. Angrily click on the link and buy it. And it'll get to you soon enough. Thank you. Angrily. But we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Unless your country's on fire, or your country's at war, or your country's underwater, then our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we hope everybody makes it out safely and well. But once that's over and you're fine and you're settled and you're back to normal, buy cup merch. Period. Thank you.
And if you couldn't tell, we're angry.
There's a lot of reasons why we're angry.
We're going to talk about those angry reasons. But before we do, make sure to subscribe angrily, if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time, angrily giving you almost everything competitive reality TV that sometimes makes us angry. And check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links where we are angry. Our other YouTube channels where sometimes we are angry on those channels as well. And our Patreon for exclusive content and early access that is usually not angry, but in this case, it'll be angry. Anyway, okay. Ugh.
Okay, let's just go.
So we come back, and TK's gone. They kind of just dive into the episode. Like this episode felt weird. I don't know about y'all. This episode just felt really strange in the way that it was organized, in the way that they presented information. Like, I don't know.
It was TK's gone. Kyle's concerned because Kyle is like, hey, am I next? That's what he's thinking. He want to know, is he next? He went to Tiana, asked if she flipped her vote onto TK, and she's like, yes. And there was a reason for it, and she got to talk to him about it, and he was like, I was going to do that. I was thinking about that, but I didn't know where the votes were going to go. I don't think he was really thinking about that. I think he just said it just to save face. But that's neither here nor there. I think he was just like trying to make sure he was okay. And he was like, I was thinking about it, but I didn't know where the votes were going to go. She said, no, it's good. It's good. It's fine. I get it. Don't worry about it. So he's trying to figure it out. Then they go right over to Gata.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that happens.
Well, I think we should just talk within each tribe. Y'all want to do that?
Well, I was going to say, do we want to talk about the journey and then talk about each tribe? Or each tribe and then the journey?
It's a lot of stuff that happened before the journey, and then there's some stuff that happened after the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
again, it's a weird way to frame this episode because I think we should just talk about what. Fuck.
I think we should just go by tribe. We can go by tribe.
Go by tribe.
Up to the journey.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we'll go by tribe up to the journey. So Toku, who were there, Tuku, they were talking and whatever. So then Gabe pulls Kyle because Gabe is like, you know what? I kind of feel like I want to work with Kyle. I don't want Kyle to think I don't want to work with him. I kind of want to work with him. And so he's like, yeah, I think me and you could do something. We can work together. Kyle is like, great. That's a lifeline that I need because I felt like I was at the bottom. So I'm not mad at this lifeline. He was like, I'm going to take it. But then Gabe was like, and I think we need to turn on Tiana. And Kyle was like, ooh, pump your brakes. Hold on.
Slow down.
Slow down a little. Slow down, homie.
Who we talk? Tiana?
Tiana?
No.
Wait. No.
Tiana?
Tiana?
Like my princess? I'm her frog to the princess? And you want to talk about Tiana? No.
Even though he's in a relationship and she might be too? I don't remember.
But it's just Disney references.
Everyone is in a relationship. Everyone this episode in a relationship.
We found that out.
Relationship. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, so she's like, ooh, I want to do with Tiana. And so Gabe was like, yeah, because I think Sue and Caroline, they like a package deal. They like come together, and I think they would follow me wherever I go, blah, blah, blah. And so Kyle was like, oh, okay. All right. Work. So keep that in my back pocket.
But he doesn't keep it in his back pocket for very long, Lana.
I mean, he doesn't need to because he's trying to work. But go ahead.
Yes, so he pulls Tiana and Sue and Caroline all together, and he goes, yeah, so Gabe's trying to work with me to get out Tiana because he says that Sue and Caroline are his goats. And the man can't even say anything beyond that. We don't hear Tiana's reaction. We don't hear any of that because Sue is just like,
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about this.
Positivity.
I need positivity around me all the time. No negative thoughts.
This is my third episode in a row genuinely asking, does Sue know what show she signed up for? Does Sue know where she is? Has Sue ever seen a season of Survivor? Does Sue understand?
Doesn't matter.
Does Sue understand the game?
Sue knows men. Sue knows how men treat women in a predominantly male field. She doesn't need to know what game she's playing. She doesn't need to know what island this is. She knows how to deal with men who underestimate her. And that's all she cares about.
And I mean, Survivor Game Talk, like, it fully stops between when tribal ends and after the immunity challenge. And everyone knows that. Like,
you do
if
not
you're
talk about it.
Can't talk about it. Banned.
Not before a challenge.
Not before a challenge.
And to think that half of these fucking people on this season, preseason, wanted to work with Sue. For what? For where?
Positive energy all around. That's all she wants. No negative.
I feel anything but positive about Sue.
No negative thoughts but positive. Before, I mean, I want this game to just stop. Like, we should not talk game before the challenge. I don't need this right now. And I was like, if not now, when, Sue? When you have an hour or two before tribal council? When do you want to talk about it? when is the right time to talk game? But okay. And Kyle was like, oh, okay. Yeah, she's not even trying to hear me out. She not, because Sue very much made it very publicly known while she was talking to Caroline that she is after Kyle because he wrote her name down. So it's public and she is coming for him. It's personal. It was personal what he did writing her name down. So he is coming for her.
So all that potential game talk and interesting strategy on Tuku burns. But and granted, that's irrelevant for the episode because we don't have to worry about
literally all we see from Tuku. So we get Gada's doing their thing. And guess what? Another episode of Sam and Annika fighting. And it's now Sam and Annika fighting over how high up to put the clothesline. And I do love her. I have to say, I am growing more, like, I am still, and I'm using this as my placeholder, I am still holding my stand card for Annika. I'm holding it. Especially now that the person eliminated this episode was eliminated. I'm holding it. I'm waiting maybe one more episode to fully give out a stand card. But right now it would be going to Miss Annika. Because she is giving me what I need. And what I need is making white men feel like idiots. And that's what she should be doing.
I had my stand card in my hand, and I was thinking about giving it to Annika. And then in this episode, I said, put it back in my pocket.
No. I'm
not sure. It went back down. I had it up here, and I was like, girl, you might take it. And I was like, no. Because I felt like she was doing the most unnecessarily. And I get where both of them were coming from. Here's the thing. I understand Sam's want to go get food for nourishment, to go out and
absolutely
get some strength and some energy. They're zapped. They're zapped. And so he's like, we got this kit that we just won that could help us go out there and get that. Why don't we try to go catch some food? But I also see Annika like, look, I have not gotten but 20 minutes of sleep. This bamboo is not good. Can we get something else? Here's my thing. I don't know why neither one of them thought, hey, why don't we just do both? Sam, get the fishing kit on and going out there and get some food. Ladies, we can come in here and fix this shelter up a little bit better so we could be a little bit more comfortable. But instead, Sam gets pissed because Annika wants to be the leader, and that's not the job he wants, but he don't want to do it, but he don't like how she do it. And then she gets mad because she just wants to bark orders but not do nothing. Like she was standing there like, hey, do that. Hey, do that. That's the way to do it. Yeah, do that. Go do that. Yep, that's the way. I was like, girly girl, go pick up some bamboo yourself and put it on the dang shelter. Go grab you some leaves and put that thing together and make the bed more comfortable. Like, you go do it. And Sam, grab the fishing kit, take your butt out to the water, and go get us some fish. We'll get the fire started, so when you get back some fish, we can go and cook it up, and we can all have nutrients, and we can sleep better tonight. But nobody wanted to do that. Both of them were just button heads, being morons. I was like, stop it. Both of you are idiots.
Well, and I guess with what happens in this challenge, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Both of them can get what they wanted. But Jesus.
Gata wasn't the tribe to get the fish. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Fucking have to talk about this man. Oh, my God.
I'm going to do it very, very quickly. The whole Rome segment, I found this obnoxious. I found this wildly annoying. I find him wildly annoying. I know so many people like him in my everyday life that I unfortunately have to work with. So I understand this archetype very, very well. I find him maybe to be the single most annoying Survivor contestant I've ever seen. And I'm ready to root on his demise. Because the way he is eating these fish later and spits a piece out onto Asia's back.
First of all, this man goes out in the water and catches the babiest of babiest fish. And he think he is just Gordon Fisherman out there. He think he just collecting all the foods and all the fun for the. You caught 4 minnows. That wasn't enough meat for nobody. But then you turn around and say, and since nobody is catching nothing, although you never let nobody touch the fish equipment because you want to do it all. It's on your Survivor bucket list. I want to go catch fish. I want to go get this. I'm going to do it. And I think I'm doing it well. I'm going to go hunt fish. I wonder how many fish is the record for catching in one day because I'm going to go catch more about one. Like, excuse me, squeeze me. I can't with people like that. You know everything. You can do everything. You got everything. Sir, you don't. You don't know everything. You can't do everything. And you certainly aren't out there doing well enough when it causes you to be like, ain't nobody else doing nothing. I got to catch the fish, clean the fish, cook the fish, start the fire, get the pot. You would think somebody be like giving me a hero's welcome who went out to get the fish to go back and at least clean it and get the pot and da-da-da. Did you ask?
What do you have to clean? They're minnows.
You took that.
They're anchovies.
Machete. You took the machete and said, clean. It was clean. It was clean. You throw that pot in the water and on the fish in the pot and let it sizzle around for 2 minutes and it's done. Because it was a minnow. And then you had to bite it off like you eating a mini chicken wing. So it's like, come on, sir. And then you go sit there and have the gall, the audacity,
the nerve, the cheat, the gall, the audacity, and the gumption.
The balls to sit here and say, since nobody else wanted to catch no fish, I'm going to eat 2 of them by myself and then give everybody else one little piece to chew on. And you just sit there, and I'm going to stand right by Asia. Are you kidding me? Did you literally just spit on this woman and then had nerve to say, oh, my bad? This would have been the one time y'all would have saw an expulsion from Survivor because somebody got violent. Because if he would have spit on me, I would have punched him in his throat. The utmost disrespect you got to have for somebody to turn around, eating some food, and turn in their direction and go, what? I have a lot of thoughts on Rome, and I will be going on a rant, and it will be racially motivated, so y'all just be ready. Just saying. But we'll get there when we get there.
I thought of you and something that you say very, very often, Lana, while watching this episode. And I'm not going to say it because I'm white. But
the coonery of this man is what I'm going to say. The coonery of this man, and he proved it on every step of the journey and on every step of this show. The more he talked, the coon showed up. The coon showed up and showed out. He was tap dancing and shucking and jiving the whole episode. And you can fight me on it if you wanna. I could care less. My opinion is my opinion, and then you can fight with your mama because I ain't got time for it. But when they sent him on that journey, and he went to that journey, and he sat there and was like, who went out? Who went home? And Kyle said, I hope. Well, he was like, I hope it's TK. I hope it's TK. And when Kyle said TK went home, yeah, I can't stand him. His arrogance. Okay, I was like, oh, you really don't like TK. That's one thing. You could not like somebody. That's fine. You cannot like somebody. That's possible. But then did you have to be so celebratory about TK going home and how you don't like him and how arrogant he was and blah, blah, blah? Okay, cool. Cool, my brother. That's how you want to feel. That's how you feel. That's fine. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of TK, but that's fine. That is fine.
Objectively speaking, I wasn't either. But
let's just say I wasn't a huge fan of TK.
He didn't know TK that well enough to warrant that kind of reaction.
That reaction. You ain't even talked to that man to have that reaction. But okay, all right. But then your whole thing was how much you hate Aisha, how much you want to go after Aisha, what Aisha did to you, how much she ain't doing nothing for you, blah, blah. She can go. Even to go tell Saul, who you also won't go, which is another thing. You self-hating, POC loving, you can't stand nobody but yourself. You don't like nobody. You don't, you mad. You don't want Saul there. You don't want Aisha there. Why not? Why is everybody else okay? Because in a minute you go turn on Keyshawn soon. What's happening right now with you, sir? Because you're following a pattern that just seems very And the only reason Keyshawn is in your view of you want to work with, because Teeny brought Keyshawn into the working relationship. Because if it was up to you, he wouldn't be there. It would be Teeny, Genevieve, and you. That's it. You weren't trying to bring Keyshawn into the fold because Teeny brought Keyshawn into the fold. So I see a pattern with you, sir. I see a pattern. People of color ain't your thing, although you're a person of color. Because poor Tiana, if she makes the merge with you, you gonna go after her next? You going after everybody of color? I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like anything about you. And I said it pre-season. It was something about you that wasn't sitting right with my soul. And you showed your ass. And now I know why I don't like you. Period. And I will be done with Rome for the rest of this conversation.
It's also very funny. There's only one white person on that tribe. And it's the one person that apparently we found out in this episode, they are number one allies.
Yeah.
Because, I will say this right now. I also have nothing against Genevieve. Because we haven't seen anything of Genevieve. Genevieve seems like a lovely girl. So we know she's from Canada. That's all we know about Genevieve. But it's like, when the fuck did Genevieve be, huh?
Baby, everybody,
Genevieve. What did Genevieve do to essentially be purpled? Because she gets one thing of, Rome is a bit much, and that's all we really get from her.
She's the only person from last episode to not get a confessional.
Yeah, we don't even know her.
Does she kick
I
someone
would like to
later
know
on in
her.
the season? Like, what's happening?
If she didn't sit out on the bench and they showed her twice looking for an idol that wasn't there, we wouldn't know who she is. Y'all got to do better production if y'all really want us to like this Genevieve first, because I don't know her. I couldn't pick her out in the lineup.
No, because there's like 4 white girls that all look the same.
I just wouldn't be able to. I'd be like, oh, okay,
No.
that's Sue because she's older. Got it. But you
Yep.
put Caroline,
you put
Genevieve,
Caroline, Sierra, and Genevieve together, and it's like
I'm like, I think that's Sierra because the blonde, but I don't know between these other two. I'm sorry. So you're gonna have to do better production if y'all want us to really root or become fans of Genevieve, because I don't know the lady, and she seems like a nice, sweet person. But I'm with you,
she
Jack.
seems nice enough.
When did she become his number one? When did that happen? How was that even a thing? Like, what? I don't get. Like, we saw the formation of Sam and Sierra, and why I understood why he said she is his number one. Got it. Good. We saw Kyle and TK. Well, I understood why they thought they were each other's number one. Got it. Good. We saw the Sue and Caroline. We saw the formation. When did Rome and Genevieve have a conversation?
Who knows?
Did not see it at once. I'm confused. I'm baffled.
Maybe it was last episode. I don't know. Like, we didn't see anything of Lana.
Like, I don't remember. I was looking on Twitter too after I watched the episode, mostly to see the reaction because I figured most people would be angry, which prompted my tweet of just fuck. But all caps halfway through because that is how I said it. But I was looking on Twitter and everyone was like, who is Genevieve?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the question remains for me. Who is Genevieve?
Who is Genevieve?
I would like to know who Genevieve is.
Don't know her.
A lovely Canadian woman. That's
Who's a
all
lawyer.
we got. And a lawyer, yeah. Shit, yeah, that's all we got.
Yeah. Anyway, Lana kind of already alluded to it, but we get the journey. Well, both of you actually alluded to it. We get the journey. I don't like this journey twist. Whereas I like the other one, the one with just Asia and TK. I loved that one. That was a good twist. This one, no, so it ends up being, you can't script this better either. It's Kyle, who is presumably on the bottom of his tribe. It is Annika, who is currently in a conflict, and it is Rome, who is also in a conflict. So the three of them are going, and there's the insinuation now that Sam and Sierra are like
dating to some degree.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, are they dating?" It's been 6 days.
6 days.
What have they seen in 6 days? Like,
they thought
are we missing stuff?
We have to be. Like, there's really no way around it. Like, we have to be missing things. We got the whole TK moment. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But they go off on their separate ways. They are all presented with the same situation. There is a bag with 3 scrolls. You have to pick one. And I hate that part of it. That's the part I hate the most. You have to pick one. In there, 1 is an advantage and 2 are lose a vote.
I don't like you making them do it.
And if you get a lose a vote, you do have the option of basically going back in for a 50-50. And if you get lose a vote twice, you will not vote at the next 2 tribals. You can choose to take your 1 lose a vote, or you get the advantage. And of course, because this season hates us, Annika loses her vote. Kyle loses her vote. Rome gets a steal a vote.
So just really quick, Prod Tim, I know that you're listening to this. Just look me in the face really quick. Didn't you hear from, I don't know, multiple times through the last 2-3 years that you've been doing this, that people don't like it when you force players to lose their votes? You are making someone draw into a bag. to have a 2/3 chance of losing their vote, and the only way to get it back is to do it again and potentially penalize themselves again.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And just to put it in clear perspective now, Annika and her side no longer has the numbers. They are fucked. Kyle no longer has any sort of weight, and he's probably dead if a swap doesn't occur.
Mm-hmm.
And Rome, just doing the full math here, Rome is going to use his idol because it's a 1-round idol, and you're not going to burn it. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Next round, if he has one ally that's okay with working with him, he has control of the vote, and there is nothing anyone can do about it except find an idol. Why are you doing this? This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make the game fun. It just punishes players for going on a boat that you are forcing 2 of them to go on. Forcing fucking 3 people to go on a boat and say 2 of you are probably going to lose your vote by odds.
And the odds did work out in this episode, so.
It's so annoying that you make so many great steps and then you fuck it up again. And I mean, unfortunately, this journey basically gives Rome full power to do what he wants for 2 tribals in a row.
Yep.
And there is no counterplay. And it's infuriating that this just keeps happening where, well, I guess the vote doesn't really matter because someone found an advantage on a journey that you forced people on. And, sorry, the people that you just, also forced them that advantage that didn't get anything, they are now fucked, and good luck getting out of that situation. You are now a perfect target.
Yep.
I do like the play that Annika made of hey, I'm going to tell you everything. She said that before she left. That way they all knew. Although,
yep,
that's kind of the expectation. But when she goes back, she says, I had the opportunity to gamble my vote for an advantage and decided not to. And then telling her allies later, no, my vote is gone. Okay, good play on her. Kyle as well, he's been playing a very upfront and honest game. He's already on the bottom. Say, I'm just good to tell you everything. I'm good to tell you everything. This is what happened. I lost my vote. Would I necessarily admit that if I was on the bottom? Probably not. Rome decides to say that he lost his vote. And almost immediately, Soul can tell that he's lying through his fucking teeth. Especially the fact that, you didn't bring the paper back that says you lost your vote? No, I left it there. Why would I keep it?
Come through, Daddy Soul.
Soul.
Thank you, Daddy Soul.
Soul getting soul reads is exactly what I want.
Yep.
But we have more of those soul reads later on. I'm trying to think of anything.
I do want to highlight the funniest part of this episode. When Annika comes back and tells her tribe that, they think you 2 are dating, to Sam and Sierra. And Sam's like, no, I'm engaged. And then Sierra goes, in confessional, yeah, he's engaged. I'm going to be when I get back.
No. She said, I better be when I get back. Which is telling her boyfriend, you better be getting that engagement ring. No, she said, I better be when I get back, letting him know, hello, sir, go get the ring. Because when I get back, bam, I need to be a fiance, not a girlfriend. Period.
And then couple that with finding out that Sam has basically only eaten meat and potatoes in his entire life.
This is the most basic man on the planet. He ain't.
They literally picked the world's most basic white man.
It's so funny because they roasted him for all the things that when he was like, I've never had pineapples or watermelon. You're like, wait, what?
How?
I know, we know, Logan, pineapple you're allergic to. We get it. Watermelon, though, he's never had that. He's never had squash. He's never had eggplant. He never had beetroot. He never had broccolini. Don't get mad because you said it every single time we bring up pineapples. You're allergic. Got it. Moving on.
Bean sprouts? Unsure because I don't know what that is.
What bean sprouts
probably no.
Don't even know what broccolini is or
broccolini is so good.
He never had. Don't even know what it is. That man has never. I think this man has eaten chicken nuggets and French fries his entire life. He has a kids meal, happy meal.
Sometimes nothing wrong with that.
No, because I have chicken nuggets in my freezer right now that I will probably make later on tonight. Because
amazing source of protein. If that's how you're going to do it, that's how you're going to fucking do it, and they're good.
They are delicious. Oh, yeah. But he has never had. He had chicken fingers and fries, maybe steak and potatoes. This man has not eaten anything. I don't think he eats vegetables or maybe an apple, maybe a banana, but nothing else. It's just so. We have to open your palate up, Sam. You have to explore. You sound like a 12-year-old boy. Open up your palate. And this
is just a quick note to God while we're here. Mm-hmm. He doesn't eat vegetables or shit or fruit or anything, and he looks great. Mm-hmm. I do. Where the fuck is my body?
Period.
Anyway.
I'm
you better give me a good fucking metabolism. Anyway.
I have a great metabolism and I'm happy about it. But let's talk about the challenge, which is water obstacle, puzzle.
God, my favorite.
Me too.
We get the rock star entrance on boats.
We get a homosexual that can't swim.
But still decides to do the challenge anyway because he will not let that get him down at all.
Oh, baby, I'm sitting out the challenge.
Me too.
I don't care about any of y'all. I can't swim.
So I'm going to sit
So if you want to lose,
put me in.
I do love that it's the good old seahorse puzzle. I love the seahorse puzzle. I will say.
A little water theme puzzle as a treat. As a treat.
On Brond for Survivor 47.
But then you have Rome fighting Saul on going first because Rome said he can do it. And he'd be mad if Saul didn't do it right. So he wanted to do it. And he had to do it. And so Saul was like, fine, Rome. Fine.
Petulant
child. He's like a 13-year-old little boy. Just, I want to do it. And I'd be so mad if I didn't do it. So he did it. And he did fine with it. But everybody did fine with it. Some people had some struggles. Teeny.
Teeny and Andy both struggle on the balance beam.
Yeah.
With the way that Rome was talking about it, though, I thought he was going to get out to some big, huge lead and give his tribe so much of a lead. He came second.
Kyle smoked.
Yeah, no, it was fine. If Soul did it, probably would have still been second. Like it doesn't matter because I mean, I can't remember who went first in the other tribe. Was it Kyle?
It was Kyle
went first, Andy, and Rome. And those were the first.
And Andy took 30 fucking years on the balance beam, so you were guaranteed second as long as you weren't.
Doesn't matter because everybody else did. Gata ends up winning the hammocks.
Good.
Period, Rachel. Come on, Rachel. Yes, God, Rachel.
I mean, good for them. At least now Sam and Annika can stew over hating each other in separate hammocks.
And I'm so excited to see it. And it's a washout. Tuku takes the second one. Lavo ain't even close. Lavo's going to tribal.
I do like that everybody has gone to tribal these first 3 episodes.
Yes.
Everybody has gone to tribal. So I was
this is the first season in 47 seasons where the first 3 eliminated people on Survivor are all from a different tribe.
I thought that had
This
to be
is the
true.
first time in 47 seasons.
Which, yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I mean,
mind you, there are less seasons that started with 3 tribes, but still a monumental kind of moment, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, normally one tribe is considerably weaker and they just don't really win challenges that much or they have issues. And I mean, that's been exacerbated by stealing their fucking flint every round. But surprisingly, hasn't really hit this game so hard. And maybe it's just, I mean, the challenges haven't even really swapped up. Like they've been kind of the same kind of challenges. I think the only one that like surprised me is like, oh, we haven't seen that really before in this fashion is the snake dexterity thing from last episode. And I really liked that.
The fact that it was 3 people, loved it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what about this season in particular did that. Maybe it was just a weird sequence of obstacles.
And every challenge has been one team dominates and one team wins by a small margin.
Yeah. So, good for them. They finally figured out how to balance the teams. And we know when we see Survivor 48, it will be a fucking sweep.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
we go back to camp.
There is one more thing. In the additional chronologue of Rome attempting to take control of situations he does not have, Rome basically is shouting like, hey, so piece over here, that's going to go there, grab that piece, you're not listening to me. Which is real fun.
So then why wasn't he doing the puzzle?
No, you have to understand. He's better if he just shouts directions at people. That helps more. It helps more.
The fact that this man got his way in this episode, oh my God, we'll talk about it. So we go back to camp, and the original plan is to take out Saul. We're getting rid of Saul.
No. The original plan was to take out Asia. But then Teeny said...
Oh, I was lied to. Sorry.
Yeah. Teeny said...
By Rome.
Yeah. The original plan was to take out Asia. But Teeny said, the bigger pictures, we should take out Saul first. Because they didn't really want to get rid of Asia yet. They felt like they could work better with Asia. And they can, they want to work with Asia. And I'm going to be very honest and biased about here. And I love Asia. And I was very much rooting for Asia. Yeah. But in this moment, Asia did not do herself any favors here.
No.
She did not do herself any favors by her stance. And I understand her stance. And I understand where she was coming from. Because she figures, and Asia, if you want to come on this podcast and correct me if I'm wrong, sure, do that. But
we'll send you the link immediately. Just ask.
I would love that. Just ask for the link right now in my DMs, Lady J78 on Twitter if you want. And we'll throw you in here right now. But or when we're recording, so we're not live. But next week. But I feel like Asia felt like Teeny, Keyshawn, her and Saul were the 4. And if Rome was saying that he was going to use his idol on either himself or Genevieve, that the 4 of them could split their votes and put 2-2, and then those 2 will vote how they vote, and it either go for a tie and a revote, and it'll be between those, but we should split the vote. And so she was like, why can't we just vote for Genevieve? Now, Teeny, trying not to blow her cover, saying she was going to work with Rome and Genevieve, is kind of like, well, maybe we should just vote for Saul, just in case it might, for some reasons, And I feel like Asia was not really ready to do that yet. And I understand the loyalty that she had to Saul was like, I don't really want to go against Saul. The four of us are working together anyway, so none of us should really want to go against Saul at this point. If we can't get Rome because he has an idol, we should go after the person who he's working with. And that's her plan. But I think when she didn't even consider Saul at that point was where she just lost Tina and Kashawn. Because they were like, if you're not willing to work with us when we're trying to save you, even though she didn't know she was in danger, then they kind of felt like, well,
because you've placated Asia so much
Yep.
that Asia is under the interpretation that the core four
is the four of you,
her and Saul. So it's like you can't get mad at Asia when in her mind, she is in the dominant alliance. Like,
I think there is also one additional piece of information that's needed to like fully put together why Teeny specifically, and I will give them credit as well. They basically were like, hey, look, great. I want to do Genevieve with you. If it came down to it, basically presenting this backup plan of if there's some issue and it has to be between you and Soul, would you be okay voting Soul? And really smart. I think the issue that ends up getting presented is Teeny knows Rome has a steal vote. And I think in the back of her head, Teeny did the math and went, shit, if I betray Rome right now, he's good with Genevieve. He just partners up with Genevieve next round, and there's zero counterplay I can do unless I find that idol. So I have to pitch to Asia that there is this possibility that shit could go south. And I can't just say, I'm okay with this no matter what.
Yeah.
I think if they had both genuinely said, look, Rome has a steal a vote, we need to essentially force him to play it this round and fuck up. And unfortunately, Soul has to be the sacrifice for us three to work forward.
Yeah.
That was a possibility. But it was a communication breakdown. It was an info breakdown. And unfortunately, Asia stuck her ground, not knowing the full truth of the situation.
Yep.
And it causes one of the weirdest fucking votes I've ever seen.
And I believe this is also a first.
Yes, I believe it is a first as well. But, I mean, the only other thing I will mention, and I don't know if you have anything else to mention, Logan or Lana, but
not really.
Rome in this moment, and Rome this whole episode, and if you've seen anything, you've seen how he's fucking poised on the rocks and in his confessional. Like, he is running this shit. And unfortunately, due to the two powers he has, Teeny and Kashawn are basically like, yeah, he's running it. But he is basically proclaiming himself to be the godson of Boston Rob, and that it's Survivor Rome. And the editors, I'm going to pray, are setting up a downfall that hits before merge. And this is someone who's drafted Rome. And this is someone who has wanted Rome to succeed pre-season because esports is something that is very new. And it's a new medium for all types of digital entertainment. Roast him.
Please.
Anyway. And unfortunately, we're
stuck.
And in a first,
Mm-hmm.
in a 3-1 vote, 1-1 vote,
Yeah.
she's gone.
Uh,
I just want to say I'm going to focus on the positives here. As someone that has watched RHAP for years and has watched Asia for years, and we are all contemporaries of Asia as we all do this same thing.
as we're on this silly
talking
thing.
as we all do this silly thing together. I am so happy to see people like us fully represented on Survivor, and I know how much of a dream this was for her,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so happy that she was even if it was only for a week. I am really happy that she got to go to Fiji, live out her dreams, and go out in a blazing glory. And I am so happy to see. I'm happy to see Asia represented. I'm happy to see more incredible, fabulous Black women represented on Survivor. The number of communities and the amount of reach that Asia being on the show is going to have is incredible. And I'm so thrilled for her.
You know what I love? I love that she would when her name was called, and I hope y'all didn't say this when I was away, but when her name was called, and she was like, "I'm incredibly disappointed
Mm-hmm.
because the people who I was," and she and Teeny and Keyshawn both had to sit in that and feel the disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Feel it. I hope you felt like crap for what you just did because y'all placated her to the point where she truly thought we was the court. Y'all were in her team, and like you couldn't even come and be like, "Girl, it's either you or Saul." Like that's literally what they needed to say. It's either you or Saul. You need to vote for Saul. Like, stop saying, "Oh, well, maybe it's a possibility. We can do something else." No. If this is who you want to work with, you got to be straight up honest and be like, "Baby girl, here's the facts. He's playing an idol. We have no idea who he's playing it on. And he has another vote. So he can steal your vote if he wants to. If he doesn't steal your vote, you need to vote for Saul because it's you or him. And we want you." That's what should have been said if you really wanted somebody. But she sat there and was like, "I am disappointed." And she gave him that.
And the gag that Teeny didn't even vote for Asia.
She couldn't.
In all of that, Teeny didn't even vote for Asia.
You vote for Saul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't you just...
My honest thought with that is that Teeny could not bring herself to vote for Asia.
That's why we see them kind of just like...
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of knew what was potentially going to happen. I mean, I even just like tried to logic it out here. So obviously we have 3 votes that end up going to Asia, being Rome, Genevieve, Keyshawn.
Yep.
And I feel like Keyshawn was more interested in sticking to Rome, while Teeny was more interested in sticking to Asia. Because of that, there would be 3 votes almost always locked onto Asia. So the best thing they could do is tie it.
But with Rome playing the idol, it wouldn't have mattered.
But with Rome playing the idol, it is a 50-50 gamble on if you can fully shoot for Genevieve, because you can't hit Soul, because Soul is one of the other 3 people.
Yeah.
So you would either have to convince Keyshawn that it's the better move, and I don't think Keyshawn was ever there.
No.
Or you would have to take the 50-50 shot to hit Genevieve.
I would have just taken the 50-50 shot. Because here's the thing.
Also, Rome is very self-centered, so he would never have used it on Genevieve.
Absolutely not. And I just feel like you knew it was a one-time tribal thing. Like you would have to go out and find that again. And you knew what is out there, so everybody would go look when you get back to camp. Like the next day, everybody get up and just start looking because you know it's out there again. And you know you don't want him to find it, then everybody get up there and go find it. But I would have taken out his number one and be like, yo, bro, it is what it is. We knew Ron wasn't going to use it on Genevieve. Like you said, Jack, he's so self-centered. It was no way he was going to use it on Genevieve. He could care less if she go home or not, as long as it's not him. And I would have just taken that shot because it's like, if we can't get Ron, we'll get his number one and then we can just take him out next time. He got to steal a vote. He don't have another idol. If he finds the idol, that's one thing. But if he doesn't, all he has is a steal a vote. That ain't gonna change. That's still 3 of us voting against him, and his one vote makes 2 of us voting against him. And he put 2 and 2. He's still in the tiebreaker, and we all go back and vote for Rome. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Asia's gone. And then what I had a problem with is all of them spelling her name wrong. Nobody decided to ask her how to spell her name. We all put Asia, and then the continent. Rome, drawing the continent of Asia on. I'm like, you sick.
The only person that knew how to spell her name right is the one person that didn't vote for her.
Okay, so I will go a little bit against that because you don't ask how to spell someone's name.
No, not in not right the day before you go on the tribal council, but they had a couple of days before when they wasn't doing nothing. So how do you spell your name? Aysha. Oh, how do you do this? Like the common conversation that we have. If I'm meeting you for the first time, I'm like, oh, your name is what? Oh, is it Asia like the continent Asia? No, it's not spelled that way. That's the conversation that they could have had day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like when people ask me my name, they're like, oh, your name was Lana. And I'm like, yes, it's Lana. How do you spell that? Is it like Eli? It's Ilana. That's how you spell my name.
Fun fact for your day, for those of you that didn't know that, I did.
My name is Ilana, Ilana. I short for Lana for short because it's easier for people. But yeah, it's just common courtesy, it's common conversation you have when you're introducing yourself and meeting people. Your name is Asia. Is it like the continent? No, not spelled that way. It's Aysha.
Right.
That would have been day 1, 2, 3 conversation. But anyway, I digress.
Thanks, Asia, for being on TV. We appreciate you. And I'm ready for Daddy Soul to hand this petulant boy his ass next week, and I can't wait.
The one thing that I saw at the end of this episode of Rome laughing on the way out.
Oh God!
I want to like you so much. I
don't.
I wanted to preseason for all the reasons I mentioned above. And I have you on my fucking draft. So
yeah, instead Lana and I both lost a person because we both drafted Asia.
And granted, I would have also been in that boat if I realized we could have double drafted first. So
but with that, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for joining us for this very angry recap of Survivor 47. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Let us know your angry comments down in the comments below. And make sure to check out the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers!
Cheers.